This has that same fine mist. Oh my god, what the just happened? Hey guys, I'm Desikan, and in this video we're gonna be like testing out some new makeup products and putting to use some of my older makeup products that I've kept aside and haven't used for a while. So I thought I'll test out some new products, also use some of my old products, still get ready of sorts. As you guys can see, my hair is like not even done. I just washed my hair. I used the Olaplex treatment, like all of that. I bought it on the Nykaa. I bought it during the Nykaa sale, and I used the number 0 and 3, and I am loving the results so far. It's just the first time, so it's a little too soon to tell, but I haven't even like blow dried my hair or anything. I've just let it air dry, and I love how soft my hair is feeling. Okay, it's a little bit wet. I usually let it like air dry. I'm just doing my own things, and it's always in a bun because I have a baby who loves to pull my hair. So yeah, anyways, I'm filming this video in 4K. Okay, so I'm hoping that you can see everything a lot better as we are trying this product out. The face feels so dry. I moisturized, I already did my skincare and all of that. So for primer, I don't really have anything new to try out. So I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Primer. I'm almost out of this one. This is my go-to whenever I have to use a good hydrating primer or I'm not sure of the other base products. I just want my skin to be nice and moisturized. I am currently using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer on a daily basis. So that's in my everyday makeup drop. But this one's almost over, so I just kept it here. Just preps your skin really well, makes it nice and hydrated. I didn't want to get a new primer just for this video because I already own quite a few primers. I better use all of those. So if there's something that doesn't intrigue me, I just didn't want to go ahead and pick it up. I love how my skin looks nice and glowy with that. For strobe cream, I'm going to be using the Dot & Key strobe cream. A lot of you guys requested that I try this out. So this is what the consistency of this particular strobe cream looks like. It is a little bit thick. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of it first because I feel with strobe cream always less is more. It has a very like unblended pink reflex to it. Like I can see it disperse on my skin a little differently compared to the MAC strobe cream. But yeah, it looks nice on the skin. Like it instantly like just blended well into my skin. It's not adding as much radiance as I expected it to. Like the primer had more dewiness and radiance than this one. So I'm just going to apply a little bit more of this. There she is. Yeah, I can see a little bit of luminosity. It's very subtle. You can't see any like chunky shimmer glitter particles on your face. It looks very nice and natural. So that's a good thing. Anyways, the reason I'm going on looking here is because I have a big monitor where I can actually see myself better. My viewfinder is switched off, so if it's making anyone uncomfortable, I am sorry. So for color correction, I have this Insight Professional color corrector. It's something I've already started to use, and this is in the shade medium, and I feel like it's such a good color corrector for my skin tone. Okay, I don't find it to be extremely orange or very light peachy. It's like the perfect shade. The formulation is also pretty good. It corrects really well, and I've used this a couple of times, so this is not my first impression. I cut myself while shaving. I'm like the worst person you ever give a razor to. I'm always cutting myself everywhere, and such a good color corrector, isn't it? Without it looking too much. Like I am obviously going to use a concealer on top of it. It doesn't look like I've already concealed, but it doesn't look very stark orange. And then to set my color corrector, I'm going to use this Rimmel Stay Matte powder in the shade Translucent. This is not the mask brush, by the way. This one is from the brand called Colors Queen, which I spotted on Myntra, which was obviously cheaper than the mask brush. So I picked it up. It does the exact same thing. It performs the exact same way. The reason I'm setting my color corrector is because I don't want it to move around when I'm applying my foundation. So for foundation, I'm using the Lakme Luminous Skin Tint. I'm not sure how this would work out for my skin. A lot of people were like raving about this particular product. I also saw someone compare this to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and I was like, what? So I wanted to try it out. This one is in the shade Warm Sand. Very subtle glow to your skin, and it also like gives that luminosity, but with very light coverage, of course, because it is a skin tint. But it looks really nice. I was expecting it to have like separate shimmer particles, maybe cling on to my skin a little differently, but it's not doing that. We'll try to apply a little bit of that. That gives like very bare minimum coverage. Apply it here as well. Now, is this similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter? I don't think so at all, because that one has a very nice glow and a very subtle tint. It has a very subtle glow compared to that one. I feel the shade is a little like white looking on my skin. I was not sure what other shade would suit me, but I'm loving this. It looks so beautiful on the skin, you guys. It looks so beautiful. Because it's very light in terms of coverage, I think I can go ahead with another foundation. I'm going to be using this Rimmel Smart Skin Serum Tinted Foundation. I have this one in the shade Latte. I hope this matches me. This is again a really nice lightweight foundation that is actually blending out so well, and I'm not like completely happy with the shade match, but actually it is a good, actually both of the products, like the skin tint and the foundation, is a pretty good shade match. It's just that my neck is a lot darker than my face, but you can see it's matching the rest of my body. So my neck is one color, my body is another color. I'm not sure what to do about it. In reality, it's actually not that bad of a match, and I really like this foundation. It's looking so good and skin-like. Anyways, for concealer, I don't really have a concealer that is new that I wanted to try out, so I'm just going to be using my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Concealer. I have this one in the shade Butterscotch, which I feel like is a pretty good match for me. I had the shade Caramel initially, and I feel like that was a little too dark, so Butterscotch is, I think, a newer launch, which happens to match me pretty well. See, it's like my skin tone in a butter. This actually, the formulation of this particular concealer I like. I had some shades in medium, honey, all of that was really hard to blend, but the newer shades that I've tried out, all of that blend out really well. It's a very nice lightweight everyday concealer actually. See, it just blends in no time. This is a very nice concealer to use if you want light medium coverage for your daily usage, and if you don't really have intense dark circles. Even if you color correct, you can see a little bit of the dark circles does peek through because it is that lightweight. So I am going to just add a little bit of this concealer. This one is the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. This used to be one of my favorite concealers, and then I stopped using it for a bit. But again, I've started to reach for it so much, like when I'm getting ready, when I want that little bit of brightness. This is a brush I picked up from Cult. This one is a Real Techniques brush. This is called their Brightening Concealer brush. I initially was like, okay, am I really liking it? Because it is a little bit wispy for my liking, but it blends out your concealer like no other brush actually. Like, it's just seamless. It looks like it's not doing much, but it actually blends it out so well and in no time. And it just fits right in your inner corner and all of that really well without messing up your eyeshadow if you do have, like, if you've already done your eyes first. You see how it instantly added more coverage and also brightened the under eye area up. I miss using this concealer. And then to set it in place, I have the Rimmel powders. I have it in two different shades, transparent and cashmere. Cashmere is something I already used to own, but this is like that pink powder that is all the rage right now. So let's see if it's actually helping in brightening the under eye area. Ooh, it does, it does. And then for cheeks, I picked up this Insight Lip and Cheek Tint. I have it in two different shades, Irish Cream and Unicorn Sprinkles. Unicorn Sprinkles is actually a beautiful purple shade, which, let me try how it looks. This reminds me of the Revlon Color Burst Matte Balm in this shade Shameless, which I used to use a lot, okay, as a cheek product way before purple blushes were even a trend. So I used to like how it used to look a little bit pink on my skin. It's not as dewy as their other product, or I'm not sure if the product like on my face is not as dewy as I usually like it to be, so you can't see like any dewiness peek through. in this cream blush, which is great for people who don't want it to look dewy, but I like my cream blushes to add a little bit of dew to my skin. It looks nice. It's blended out really well. It looks like a slight purplish pink kind of a shade on my skin tone. And on this side, I know I'm going to look crazy, but on this side I'm going to use the shade Irish Cream, just because we can try it. What's the harm? What's that? It adds a very subtle color. It's a very buildable formulation. It's great for all of you who love your blushes to be a little bit subtle and also not too dewy, because a lot of people don't really like dewy blushes because you feel like it makes you look very oily. I think this would be a great choice. I feel this one makes my cheek look fuller and makes me look a little bit more healthy, I feel like, because I already have a slender face. Like, you can see the shades, but this one's like making me, you know, it's like kind of like adding a little bit of shadow. Something I'm noticing, it does skip a little bit, like it's a little bit harder to blend, like it's skipping on my face. I'm not very sure if it's the product underneath again or if it's the blush. For bronzer, I have this one is the Sugar Face Forward Bronzer Contour Stick in the shade Espresso Edge, which is always arrived broken for me. How many ever times I've ordered this? This is like the second time, but it's a beautiful shade. And the formulation is really nice. It's not a contour shade for me, but this was my face where I used to use very dark bronzing contour kind of products. Of course, now it's changed. My preference has changed. I don't prefer it to be as, and I don't prefer it to be as like dark or stark. Okay, I definitely think it's the foundation that's making the products seem so hard to blend, because this used to be a very blendable product. Of course, it could have dried over time because this is pretty much like old. Like, it's not something that's new to my collection, but everything seems a little harder to blend. Now to press everything in, seal it in together, I'm using this Daily Forever 52 Makeup Fixing Spray. This has that same fine mist. Oh my god. What the okay, that was not a very good setting spray. I'm so scared. I used that because I thought it's like very similar to the PAC one, because I'm sick and tired of using my PAC makeup fixing spray. But great way to wreck your makeup. It also added a little bit of like a glow, which I didn't kind of expect. So I think like there is like kind of like some shimmer particles that are not blended in this. No matter how much I'm shaking it, it's not shaking because it's an aerosol spray. Okay, it's spraying something in like form of white residue, but it does add a little bit of like glow to your skin. Great. Anyways, now moving on to eyes, because we're too far into this video. I can't really go ahead and do my makeup again. But so this makeup spray does add a little bit of glow to your skin, but it also does add something else which is totally uncalled for. It just looks like ashy. So anyways, moving on to the eyes, I have the Insight eyebrow pencil. So it has a spoolie on one side, and I'm just going to be brushing my eyebrows. It has this kind of like a brush tip on this side. It has this kind of like an angled tip. It's actually a pretty dark shade. I'm not sure what's the shade. It's not mentioned on this, but it's actually very nice and precise. Like if you have very sparse eyebrow hair, I think this will work really well. Now for eyeshadow, I got these Swiss Beauty Lustre eyeshadow quads, and I love these. Okay, I already have this shade called Shimmer and Shine. So I got two other shades. One is called Rose Petals and the other one is called Nude Addict. This one came shattered. I did press it back in and fix it. So I'm going to use this one in Rose and Petals today. Picking this light peachy pink shade. Oh, so beautiful. And then for all over my lid, I'm going to be taking this shimmer shade. This is what attracted me to this palette in the first place. Wow. You could ideally actually wet this and use it as well, and it will pack a punch, or use it just with your fingers, because something with fingers and shimmer shades just work out so well. And then taking this, look at that reflex, and just applying it to the center. Wow, these eyeshadow palettes are just too good, you guys, just too good. Just blending this pink shimmer as well. This is where I get to try out all the shades in this palette. Ooh, so beautiful. Now what I wish Swiss Beauty comes up with, duochrome eyeshadows, multi-chrome eyeshadows, like what Mars has. I think Swiss Beauty will definitely need. And then for mascara, I'm using the Swiss Beauty Volume Lash 4D mascara. It's been a while since I used this. I always use the Crease Duo mascara from Swiss Beauty, so thought I'll use this again because I remember loving this. It's a little bit on the wet side, but it gives you really good length and volume. I feel like when I'm looking at the monitor, I just feel like my face is messed up because of that setting spray. It's got all over my hair and everything. Okay, I also have a highlighter which I forgot to try out. This one is the Insight Professional liquid highlighter. I have this one in the shade 03 Blushing Sun. Okay, this is not as thick as the Nykaa highlighter is. The Nykaa one can be a little bit too thick. It has a little bit more of a runny consistency. The glow on this is like very similar, I feel like, to the Rare Beauty liquid highlighter. Not as wet looking as the Nykaa one. It's a little bit more on the subtle side, but it has like very minute shimmer which you can't really see as shimmer like that. It is there. Like in the Nykaa one, you can't even see that. It just looks like a gloss on your face. But this one, you can see the shimmer, but it is a little bit more subtle. Why is the side of my eye looking so weird? Needs a little bit more blending. Better now, right? I've just blended it out. But moving on to the lips, I have two lip products from Insight. This one is the Insight Professional Everlasting Longwear Lipstick. So this one is in the shade Mod, which is not like a tugging matte formulation. It is pretty comfortable. It certainly does feel a little luxe on the lips, and the packaging also feels really nice and luxe. So this is what the shade Mod looks like. The formula is nice, comfortable matte. It does transfer quite a bit, but it feels really nice on the lips, like really nice and luxe. Then we have the Insight Pro Long Lasting Lip Color. This one is in the shade Self Love Club. This one is also a brown. I don't know why I end up picking up so many browns, but it's a beautiful shade nonetheless. But I think I have quite a few shades that look like this. What I do notice about this liquid lipstick formulation is that it is taking a little bit longer to like dry down on my lips. There's a little bit of wetness towards the center of my lips. So that's everything I pretty much tried out in this video. I'm here to talk to you guys about my final take about these products. Some of this which I've already tried out, I'll still go through it time and again. Firstly, the strobe cream. I feel like it's pretty good dupe for the MAC strobe cream in Pink Light. I feel like maybe the sheen is not as much as that. Like there's a little bit lesser luminosity compared to the MAC strobe cream, but you have to build on this one. It doesn't look dry on the skin. Like, you know, sometimes, you know, the shimmer particles and that the shimmer particles just split. It kind of like looks shimmery on the face and it dries your skin out, and sometimes it just looks like a duochrome product where there's a little bit of a shade shift on your face. It doesn't happen with this. It's really nice and subtle, so it's a pretty good product, especially for the price. This one retails for 345 rupees, and you can also get it on a further discount, which is a great steal. So this is a pretty good product. I also did really like the Lakme Absolute Luminous Skin Tint, so you can use it for your no makeup days, and if you don't really have anything to conceal as such, you don't really want coverage, but if you're looking for the lightest amount of coverage as well, you would not like this. And I feel like even the sheen on this is quite subtle, but it's like a very nice natural looking product. It is a little bit on like the matte side, I feel like. So if you have very dry skin, I feel sometimes maybe it would be a little bit drying. I don't find it to be very hydrating as a skin tint for me, but I did really kind of enjoy using that particular product. Same with the foundation. I feel like it's a very nice lightweight serum like foundation which looks like second skin. It's very easy to blend, but to blend products on top of this is a little bit harder, and I feel like it doesn't give you crazy amount of coverage again, so you have to like use probably a color corrector, concealer for all of that, and just use this for the rest of your face. And then coming to the color corrector, I absolutely love this color corrector. It's something I've started to use so much, and you can't even make out like I've been using it. You get a pretty decent quantity as well, like a pretty big pot, and it's very affordable. So if you're looking for a good color corrector in the market and you don't want it to look crazy orange but not peach, you can try this out. And then coming to the concealers, you guys know my thoughts on these concealers. I've used it for the longest time. I love these pressed powders from Rimmel. This is great for anyone with very combination oily skin type. You feel like your oil seeps through really fast. You live in very hot, humid climates, and you feel like you need a powder, a pressed powder that can keep your makeup in place. try these out, especially the shade Transparent. I think a lot of you guys would really enjoy. Now coming to the blushes, I am not the biggest fan of these blushes. I feel like they're not very long lasting. They're also a little bit harder to blend. Again, I could attribute it to the foundation maybe. I don't find it to be very long lasting. Yes, it is really affordable, but Insight has another range of blushes which I absolutely adore, and I've used those for the longest time, and they're also really affordable, like for 90 rupees or something. They have a really nice dewy finish. I look for dewy finish in my cream blushes. If you're not like me, you would really like this. If you want something that is a little bit more on the matte side, that looks like you know your powder blushes, you would really enjoy this, but it's not for me, and I find them to be not long lasting. I had to keep constantly retouching on my makeup. And then speaking of the bronzer, I don't think I like this on myself anymore. This I used to like maybe 2 to 3 years ago, but I find it to be a little bit too orange, a little bit stiffer, and there are way better like cream products in the market, and this always arrives broken. Now coming to the star of the show, the setting spray. This one is a Daily Forever 52 Makeup Fixer Spray. I've used this before, but I don't remember it having this kind of like an effect on my face. It has a little bit nice dewy sheen finish on your face, but it adds that white, I don't know what is that, like it just sprays on some kind of like white liquid on your face. So yeah, I really like the nozzle and all. It's really nice, it's fine, but yeah, I'm trying to even like blend it, but it's just dispersing the product like that. But can you see that sheen? It does add a beautiful sheen. Maybe my product has gone bad, but I remember getting it like last year. So if you wanted a setting spray that can add a little bit of sheen to your face, I feel like that one really does it. And then but does it keep your makeup in place? Let's try it out. Okay. Doesn't really set your makeup as much, but it adds a nice glowy effect to your face. And then speaking of the eyebrow pencil, I feel like it works out really well. The tip is really nice and fine. It gives you a nice defined eyebrow shape, and the shade is also a pretty good match. If you have very fine sparse eyebrows, you would love this. Like, look at my eyebrows. I actually really like it, and I think I'm going to switch this to my everyday makeup drawer. I love these Lustre eyeshadow palettes. I feel like they perform like any high-end eyeshadow palette. They have a couple of different shades. I've tried out 3 of them. I've loved it. I love the sheen it gives on my eyes, and they look really nice. The mascara, however, it's really nice mascara. It's just that it's a little too wet, so it actually does get onto your lower lashes, and without you knowing, you've actually coated your lower lashes as well. But if not for that extreme wetness that it has, it's actually a really nice mascara because you get really good length and volume with this. Just look at it. I feel like it's like that Huda Beauty One Coat Wow mascara which I tried out, but this one gives even better result than that. And then this liquid highlighter, I love the sheen it has. It just looks so good. It's not even like it's like shimmery looking or glittery looking on my face. It's not looking dry, so I absolutely love this as well. And then the lipstick that I tried out, great product. Feels really nice and luxe, and it's also not very expensive, but it's also from their professional line, so it's a little bit more expensive than the usual Insight products, but the formulation is really nice. They have really good shade selection. And the liquid lipsticks, it's nice. It's so nice, you guys. It's very long wearing, and it's not very drying as well. I have it on my lips for a while now. It's completely settled down and it doesn't transfer. It's not the most drying liquid lipstick, and it's not like sucking out the moisture. It doesn't feel heavy. It's not super dry. Anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys in my next one.